My name is Beatrice, one of the church planters in Uganda, based in northern Uganda, a village called Tongrom. Faith Garden has brought a lot of impact in the lives of the Christians that God gave them into my hands. As I taught them, many of them are now out of starvation or famine, because around their homes they have planted small things like pumpkins, like okra, like some greens, and it is making us very happy.
Beatrice has seen Redemptive Lift come to her community through training she receives through Petros Network. But things were not always this way. In places where Petros Network works, food security is frequently an issue. Drought, political instability, lack of education, and reliance on just a few crops has caused frequent famine. In some places, the threat of raids from other tribes means that crops are not planted even when climatic conditions are good. In East Africa, cassava is often planted. This fills bellies, but if not properly processed, it is toxic and provides little nutritional value. All of these issues cause problems down the line. When nutrition is inadequate, children don't have the energy to learn, and adults don't have the energy to work. All of these things exacerbate the problem, and so the cycle continues. But Beatrice's joy tells a different story, a story of hope.
So this is the onions plantation. We've just transplanted it, and we pray God should give us rain so that things goes well. And even the community around, after seeing what we are doing, many of them are like, they would also want to cope up with what we have begun. So on the other side, we can move on and then see there is a potatoes garden behind here, behind my house. There is potatoes garden, which is doing very well. I hope by next month, things would have been okay with us. And then behind the potatoes garden, we have the beans and the pigeon peas garden. And behind the pigeon peas garden, we have a vast land of simsim plantations. My beans have started flowering now, and I hope for the best harvest in future. This one will help us to overcome famine. Thank Petros Network very much for their endeavor teaching us on what to do. We used to base our time only preaching the word, and we had neglected farming. But when they taught us, hey, we are now seeing a different thing.
So you're combining teaching the word with...
Yes. This one here is the beans garden. Problem is the drought. There's sunshine, much sunshine this year. So the two people you will see working, those are the Christians who fellowships in the church I am leading.
So people from your church are coming and tilling the ground and
yes,
helping?
Yes.
And then do they share in part of the harvest then?
Yes, they share in part of the harvest. I made sure every Christian gets part of what was planted in the seedling bed. So all of them now have part of what you people are seeing in their families, plus extra.
From your church, how many?
From our church, we are 25 elderly ones, 25 people who always fellowships with us, and of course children are also there, not counted. Yes.
Beatrice church members told us that not only do they now have enough food to eat, but they have extra. This allows them to sell produce in the market so that they can take care of some of their other needs as well. Petros Network believes that when the gospel of Jesus Christ comes to an unreached village, it should not only save the souls of the people, but lift the entire community in many ways. As the book of James tells us, suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to them, "Go in peace, keep warm and well fed," but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead. Beatrice's faith garden is a reality because of the agricultural education she receives through Petros Network, which teaches sustainable practice backed by science and knowledge of the conditions unique in East Africa. By planting multiple crops in rotation, the soil is renewed, there is always something to harvest, and nutrition is maximized. Beatrice's story is an example of how communities are transformed as church planters live out the gospel in both word and deed. Join with us to equip Indigenous leaders like Beatrice to create redemptive lift among unreached people.